Most people finish snowblowing, shut it off, and walk away. And that's exactly why most snowblowers rust, freeze up, and break belts. I'm gonna show you what to do after using your snowblower every single time to avoid those problems. First step, cool it down properly. When you're done snowblowing, don't shut it off at full throttle. Turn the throttle down and let it idle for about 30 seconds. Here's why. After working under load, the engine is hot, and shutting it off at wide open throttle means everything stops abruptly while everything was moving fast. Letting it run at a lower throttle for a few seconds reduces stress on internal parts, promoting longer engine life. Plus, if you're snowblowing at night, lowering the throttle leaves the lights on for the next step. By the way, hey guys and gals, welcome to Garage Gear, I'm JB. And to help this video take the next step with the YouTube algorithm, would you mind hitting that like button? Thank you. Step 2, while the snowblower is on low idle, I like to get as much snow off the snowblower as possible. A leaf blower makes quick work of this, but you could also use a snow brush. Remove any excess snow on top, inside the chute, and around the exterior, even inside the augers. Just don't go sticking your hands in there. This is snow removal, not a trust exercise. Step 3, turn the snowblower off. And I look at this in 2 ways. If you're using the snowblower often, just flip the switch. If the season is ending, use the fuel shutoff valve to empty the carb. This prevents gummed up carburetors. This cuts the fuel supply to the carburetor, burning off any remaining fuel inside the bowl. Step 4, bring the snowblower inside. In my experience, you'll have a lot less mechanical issues if you do so. From there, I like to park it on a snowblower mat, which I'll have linked down below in the description. Without it, you'll have puddles of water pooling around the snowblower as the snow melts off of it. A mat like this will contain any moisture and prevent it from spreading all over your garage. Also, leaving your snowblower on a wet concrete garage floor will leave rust spots that are nearly impossible to remove. This mat I bought a few years ago and it's well loved. Now I normally park this snowblower in the corner, but I'm filming here so that way you can see everything a little bit better. The garage gal gets priority parking in here. As an added step, I like to pop these old 2x4 blocks up underneath the skids to raise it so any moisture can drain out that back impeller housing hole. Step 5, we're heating things up. A small space heater like this, pointed at the center of your auger housing for about 15 to 30 minutes, will melt any remaining snow fast. Here's why this is helpful. Let's say you just used your snowblower and you had some snow build up inside those impellers. It can freeze, and then when you go to turn the unit on, then use the impellers, everything is frozen and you just broke a belt. Been there, done that. Let me know down below in the comments if you have as well. This space heater isn't super powerful, but for tasks like this, it gets the job done. I'll have some of these space heaters linked down below, and don't forget to unplug your space heater after you're done using it. Keep any cords safely off the ground and out of any water that may be on the floor. I like to drape my cords over the snowblower to keep the cords out of harm's way. Step 6 is optional. After the snowblower's had time to dry off, I like to give the snowblower a quick shot of WD-40 or some other kind of protective spray. This helps with rust prevention and helps prevent future snow from sticking. A quick mist is all you need, and I'll have a video on this pressurized spray can filled with WD-40 linked below. Now here's a few bonus tips. Before you walk away, cycle all the controls once. Give the chute a quick spin, move your deflector up and down, and your gear selector. If it feels stiff now, it'll be more frozen than an ice cream sandwich in January. Don't have a garage and storing your snowblower outside? No problem. First, clean off as much snow as possible. I've seen people pour a bucket of hot water on it and then tip the snowblower back and then up on its face to get any water off of it. And this worked pretty well. Protect any moving parts by spraying them lightly with WD-40 or even fluid film on any metal surfaces to prevent any rust. And it's a good idea to store the snowblower in a secure location that doesn't see drifts. Put the snowblower up on a pallet or some cement blocks if possible to prevent any moisture contact to that front bucket. Then it's a great idea to cover it with some kind of thick snowblower cover or a heavy duty tarp. I'll have some linked below. Do these steps after every use and not just at the end of the season, and your snowblower will run better and last longer. If you want to see a full end of season snowblower storage process, I'll have that video linked below, as well as my full snowblower rust proofing course so you can make your snowblower last a lifetime. If you want to be part of the tribe, subscribe, and for more cool garage gear content, click or tap the screen right here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the garage.